We want to hear from you this morning, United fans. Are you sad to see him go? And attention turns to, where does he go now? Would you take him at your club? 03717 223344 is the number. Ali, where do you think? Could it be a Paris PSG or could it be Germany?
That would be my guess. That would be my guess. I really, really hope he doesn't go to Saudi. I mean, plenty of time for that. He's got to show a bit of ambition, I think. Get back playing at top level. PSG, I would think, would be the perfect club for him.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, let's find out more with Fergie's former right-hand man. A very, very good morning to a good friend of the breakfast show. René Meulensteen joins us. Rene, good morning, Rene.
Good morning, Alan. It sounds like you can do with a hot toddy, Ali.
Do you know something, Rene? I've actually got a lem sip in front of me right now, which has been very kindly made for me, and I'm not sure it's working right enough.
That's what happens when you do 10 jobs, Rene.
You need to put a bit of whiskey in it, mate.
What about Marcus? If the facts are true, where do you think where would be the ideal place, Rene, for Marcus to leave United and go to?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very well documented. Obviously, that Paris Saint-Germain had a lot of interest and maybe Barcelona sniffing around, but that's the sort of level he wants to go to. You know, he said in the interview as well, he's not finished. He's got bags of ambitions, like Ali just said, and he wants to achieve things. For whatever reason, we all know he's not been himself, I think, for a number of seasons now, and I think he's come to a point where he says, you know, enough is enough, and I really need to look for a fresh challenge.
Is it one of these situations, Rene, where it's probably the right move for both parties?
Yeah, because as you know, Ali, and I think we're all in agreement, Marcus is such a great talent. And it's frustrating at times that we don't see the best of him at all times. Now, for him and also for the club, because there's no point for a club to having a really good player who's not performing for whatever reason. And also the fact that Amorim left him out together with Garnacho. And I think if you read between the lines, what Amorim is doing there, and he's rightly so to do that, he is building his culture at the club. And within that culture, they have to live by his values and his principles. And I think, you know, you buy into that or you don't. And I think for this moment in time, I think it would be best definitely for Marcus, because I really think he needs a fresh challenge.
Do you know what, Rennie, when you think about it, he's 27, which is not old. You should be in your prime. He's still fit. He still has tremendous pace. So he's got every chance of going somewhere else and picking up and getting back to his best form.
Absolutely. And you know, as well as, Ali, if players go to, different clubs, it's like they have to prove themselves again. They kick into a different kind of gear, different environment, different language, different players around them. Everything is different. And that whole, part of being different, that can really spark players on, and hopefully he'll do for Marcus.
Rene, and his early stint at United, what have you thought about Ruben Amorim?
Well, like I said, he's laying down the law. He's very clear of what he stepped into. It was a difficult situation to step into. He has a little bit of a mixed bag of results. He comes off a week with two really good results against Pilsen in the Europa League and obviously the derby against Manchester City, which is great because that calms things down. That gives you the opportunity to get messages across. And the biggest message that carried that derby was that leaving out of Marcus and Garnacho, and basically telling everybody, I evaluate everything, I look at everything, and that has to do with the culture he wants to build. And it's going to be his culture. And I think, there will be more players leaving Manchester United who don't fit in that particular culture that he wants to build.
Yeah. What about on the other hand, United go to Manchester City and get that brilliant win? What about Pep? What's gone through Pep's mind at this moment in time? I find it remarkable, Rennie, what's happened.
It is, because he's experienced something he's never experienced before. Never, as a manager, wherever he's been. Yes, he's lost the odd game, but he's never went on a run of not winning or winning one game in 11. That is unheard of. So he doesn't know nationally directly the answers. But the answers are, listen, when you are together for such a long time, you had a little bit of this similar kind of a spell at Liverpool with Klopp when Van Dijk was injured and they came off the back of winning the league, and things became a bit stale, and they needed to to press the reset button. And that is exactly what needs to happen with Manchester City. When you are with players so long, and players are getting older as well, the Bruyne and Gundogan, and obviously the legs disappear a little bit, and they've fallen into the trap of, excuse me, that exceptional football that they played, which is almost knee hole surgery. Weaving the ball about, picking holes into defences and then penetration and thing. But the thing now is there's no penetration, there's no chances created. So he has to find a way to get that back.
Just one last one, Rene. Marcus, if he leaves in Jan, how will fans view him? Will they say he was a great player, or will they be a player who never fulfilled his potential?
Yeah, I think a little bit the latter. I think real fans will be disappointed to see him go, because he is Man United through and through. Like you said, nearly 20 years at the club. I remember him as a little kid running, through the Hall of the Cliff when I was there as a 7-year-old. So he's been there. That will be the disappointing thing. But also the fans will be realistic enough to say, listen, for whatever reason, he's done some great things for the club, but we've actually all expected a little bit more.
Yeah. Rene, listen, I don't speak to you. Have a great Christmas.
Enjoy,
Thank you very
Rene.
much for your help so far. Thank you, Rene.
Guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day as well. René Meulensteen there. Yeah, it's sad when a player, 20 years been there.
But you know something? I think David, that came on for Bucky's probably spot on. I think it's probably just the end of the relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's run its course.
You look worried there when David came on, didn't he? He starts talking about
He baffled me a little bit there.
divorces and women. I thought, where's this one going? Do you see my hand hovering over the dump button?
Yeah.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.